What is the role of leader of opposition or any opposition party when government and ruling political party is doing any kind of irregularities or injustice with any community? Then the role of leader of opposition and opposition parties emerges, and their role is to ensure to give justice to the marginalized section of the community and those who are deprived to be given the justice. Hello and welcome to the In News series of Drishti IAS. I am Ritu and today's session is about leader of opposition. As you already know that yesterday Rahul Gandhi has been appointed as a leader of opposition. Rahul Gandhi belongs to the member of parliament from Indian National Congress. So this session is important for your GS2 perspective. Moving towards the points of discussion part. First of all, we are going to discuss the news, then we are going to discuss the background. After that, we are going to discuss about leader of opposition, then significance of leader of opposition, and after that, we are going to discuss practice question for prelims. Before that, you have to like, share and subscribe to the Drishti IAS channel. So, moving towards the news part. So, I already had told you that Rahul Gandhi has been appointed as the leader of opposition because Rahul Gandhi political party, which is Indian National Congress, has bought 99 seats. Thus, it qualified the 10% criteria which has been mandated by the quorum. So that's why Rahul Gandhi has been appointed as the leader of opposition. And this is an interesting thing because after 10 years, the Lok Sabha has got the leader of opposition, because earlier one, what we have seen that in 2014, the Congress has secured just 44 seats. And in 2019 also, the Congress has secured just 52 seats and it needed 55 seats to have leader of opposition. So we'll also discuss that what are the problems, what are the challenges related to the leader of opposition and what are the constitutional safeguards we have related to the leaders of opposition. So for this, we have designed this session. Moving towards the next slide. Next slide is about the background. So there must be a question in your mind that from where the institution of leader of opposition had started. Is it started since 1947 or is it started before 1947 or after 1947 or after 1950s or 60s? This is a very obvious question comes to your mind that when this institution had started. So what we have seen that when India formed the government in 1952, it was majorly dominated by one national party, which is the Indian National Congress. In that situation, there was no need also to have a leader of opposition because there was no strong opposition against the Indian National Congress. But however, this need emerges when there was a division among the Indian National Congress, and thus we can see the institution of leader of opposition in Indian Lok Sabha. So historically, we already have seen that the Congress was all dominant Congress party, but in 1969, there was a division within the Congress party and there was a Congress split. One party name is Indian National Congress Requisitionist and the another is Indian National Congress Organization. And the leader of Indian National Congress Organization, Ram Subhag Singh, became the first person to be formally recognized as a leader of opposition in Lok Sabha. This is very much important fact you must remember for your examination. Now we come to the other nuances related to the leader of opposition, that in the 6th Lok Sabha, the Congress sat in the opposition because of the splits between the Congress and the Janata Party we have seen. And after that, we have seen so many leaders of opposition just like Yashwant Rao and also CM Stephen, Jagjeevan Ram. So they were the successive leader of opposition. And until 1977, there were no emoluments or perks related to the leader of opposition. But there was an act which came into 1977 and that act has decided the emolument, salary and the status of leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha. And when we talk about the constitutional safeguard and constitutional provisions related to the leader of opposition, then there is no provisions in the constitution or even in the Lok Sabha rules for the procedure in regard to the recognition of leader of opposition. This is also very much important for a examination, that what are the constitutional background for the leader of opposition. Now we come to the another one, which is about that I already have told you that 1977 Act defines the LOP as a member of the House, and what that act specifies. So that act specifies the leader in that house of the party in opposition of the government having the greatest numerical strength and the recognized as the chairman of the Council of State or by the Speaker of the House. And in Indian Lok Sabha we have the generally the Speaker of the House decide that who will be the leader of opposition, and what it has written that greatest numerical strength. They had not identified that whether it would be the 10%, 20% or what kind of percentage, but they had just written the greatest numerical strength. So this is also a matter of debate, and since a decade this is a matter of huge debate, because in 2014 and 2019 Lok Sabha elections we have not seen any leader of opposition, and because of that the current ruling political party was heavily criticized, and the speaker was also criticized because speaker has refused to ask any leader of opposition and also give recognition any person as a leader of opposition. Since there is no constitutional provision in 1977, so 1977 law does not provide for the requirement of 55 members. So as they have just said that we need numerical strength and greatest numerical strength, so there is no specification that we need 55 member of parliament to have a leader of opposition from a party. But why this 10% rules came and it has become a convention? Because for a quorum and to attend any what you can say parliamentary proceeding, there should be the member of 10%. The attendance should be the 10%. And earlier also, when any political parties who have less than representation of 10%, so that party is not called as a party. For the convenience it is called as groups, and if any party has more than 10% what you can say representation in the parliament, so that party is called as party. So for the convenience this rule has been made, and later you already know the quorum, that 10% members are required to have the what you can say parliamentary proceeding. So that quorum has been applied to this thing. But when you ask about the constitutional safeguard or constitutional proceedings related to the leader of opposition, so we don't have such kind of things. And also 1977 law does not specify the numbers, it just has written the greatest number. And it is the speaker's discretion. So here the role of speaker is very much important. So it is on the discretion and direction of the speaker that whether we will have leader of opposition or not. So this is total about the speaker's discretion and direction. Now we come to the leader of opposition. So leader of the largest opposition party having the not less than 1/10 seats of the total strength are recognized as the leader of opposition. Since last two elections what we have seen that Congress strength was 44 and 52. This time they had got 99. So they had breached this 55%. So that's why they had got this time leader of opposition. And also what is the role and what is the job of leader of opposition? So their main job is to raise important issues which has been not covered by the current ruling political party, and also he will be the and she will be the member of crucial committees such as the public accounts and also public undertakings estimates committee and joint parliamentary committees. And he is also entitled to be a member of various selection committees just as Central Vigilance Commission, Central Information Commission and CBI, NHRC and Lokpal. So what it shows that if the leader of opposition will be the member of all these important committees and commissions, that will ensure more transparency and it will also ensure the checks and balances on the government, and no government will behave dictatorship like that. So in order to avoid the dictatorship nature of any government, we do have a role of opposition leaders. So what is the significance of leader of opposition? So its main job is to have and formulate constructive criticism towards the government, and also the both houses were accorded statutory recognition. It means that whatever the role of leader of opposition we have, it's statutory in nature. It means that it is mandated by the law and it is not a political one, it is statutory one. And since 1977 we have seen that the allowances and every salaries has been decided by the 1977 Act, Allowances of Leaders of Opposition in Parliament Act. So this was the name of that particular act that gives the facility to the leader of opposition, recognize the role of leader of opposition in the parliament, and also leader of opposition is regarded as equivalent to the cabinet minister. So this is about the leader of opposition. As I have already told you that there is no constitutional provisions related to leader of opposition in the parliament. So this message must be clear. Now we come to the question part. The question is, I already had discussed who was the first person to be formally recognized as leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, and your options are Ram Subhag Singh, Yashwant Rao B. Chavan, Indira Gandhi, Atal Bihari Vajpayee. So you have to answer this into the comment section. And moreover, you have to also, because this time after 10 years we have leader of opposition, you have to also ponder upon many thoughts related to leader of opposition, that what is the basic role of the leader of opposition and how its importance is very much mandatory, and you can say very much important for any parliamentary proceedings. Suppose that India is a very diverse country, we do have a people from marginalized section, and if government is what you can say irregular and illegal and doing anything related to the marginalized section of the society, and leader of opposition thinks that that particular community needs justice and they needs to be taken care of, in that situation we can see the important role of the leader of opposition. Also, there are many irregularities done by the various commissions, just like CBI, human rights commissions. We have also seen that nowadays CBI and this ED has been heavily criticized, and if leaders of opposition are part of these kind of commission, then they will also tell their mandate that what they feel about, and it will prevent any state to become a dictator state. So that's all about the leader of opposition. I hope you like this session. If you have any query related to this session, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.